Welcome to Battletech Oath of Endosteel Season 4, Episode 12. Technically, it's still 3046. What we're not doing is stacking and rolling a bunch of dice Shadowrun style.
No, definitely not.
Couldn't be me.
We have been outside the traditional gameplay loop for a little bit on a sort of escapade, quest, shenanigans, however you want to term it. So we need to reset and look at our goals. A number of you have pitched goals. Some of the characters that you want to have those goals with, you don't even remember their names. So it's true. Absolutely worth it for us to sit down here and explain it, because if you don't remember, there's very little chance that the audience is going to remember, unless there's that one person in the audience who's either
Morgan.
Pondo or the guy that's like, all right, I'm
that's
watching
rude.
all of Oath of Endosteel in a row.
No, hang on, AP.
Like
I have the name. What the hell?
I didn't have the name.
Why am I catching strays? I have the name. It's Morgan.
He's talking about me.
Okay. Yeah, never mind. Kill him, AP.
Morgan is your aunt, not your secret boyfriend.
Literally said, my notes literally say secret BF of Angus. In column I-11 says Morgan.
It's
Morgan. It's not Morgan.
It's not Morgan. It's Kendrick
I guess when my boyfriend is Morgan. So, okay, fine. I guess I'm in love with a Morgan.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Look how confidently wrong I was. I'm so sorry.
Kendrick Khan is the person that you said that you were having a secret. The heir to the Khan line. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. To be fair, this was added quite literally June 4th.
Yeah. It's one of the first things that happened. Literally,
this was literally 1 year ago.
I'm gonna be very clear. You and Eddie have been talking about the Khan storyline so much. You've been talking about how much it matters to the two of you, and you have made
done nothing with it.
Eddie went over there and got
now.
involved in science and not business. I've been like, there are these business people waiting to talk to each of you. There's this huge business opportunities on the other continent, and you guys have been like, you know what we should do? We should get in some bar fights and go to Solaris.
Look, I was ready to go to the business side of things.
Okay if you don't want to interact with it, but stop telling me you want it.
Look.
That's true.
AP, is that don't worry.
Business.
I've been out on the con since Kuro died.
I know.
But here's the thing.
The voice of reason.
When there are large gaps between each time we play, it's like sometimes it's hard to remember those things. So you know, it just
it's true.
lifts the mind. So.
It's just that your goals always include, both of you include a goal about the cons, and then you have not acted on it.
Well, I think we get distracted by the crab strangler and just
don't use the crab strangler as a shield.
How dare you use
Do
the
not
crab
launder
against him?
Don't launder our undiagnosed ADHD on the crab strangler.
Look, man, give me a shiny storyline. I'm gonna follow it.
I agree. I'm there with you.
Oh my god,
it's so funny because Eddie's asset that you started the game with was the ear of the cons. You haven't used it at all. Rickfish Bullion was Angus's asset, who now is actively working against him. And so it's just on to Sam being a member of Pack Charlemagne, which has 100% worked in your favor at several occasions.
Yeah, things are going pretty good. Except for the fact that I'm poor now.
Oh man.
Okay. Anybody can be successful, but failing with style is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Copium.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Damn,
relax, dude. Okay, so here are some story beats that may relate to goals you either have or may want to consider. Rosamund Alicia Robinson McDougall was promised dates. She was promised relationships. It didn't matter if it was with men or with women. It didn't matter if it was gender specific, as long as it was consensual and human, and she did not get those dates. There are no children on the way, Celeste. Your mom is a little upset. There was a blood oath involved.
There was one date that Celeste went on.
You took him to a party and abandoned him to use him as a shield against your mother. And that worked at the party, but your mom is also not a fucking idiot.
True.
She's had a whole year to think about how you did that to her.
It's true.
Well, I also have been gone for the whole year, so it's not my fault.
That's great. Let me ask you a question. Do you think maybe you might have found some time to date while you were on the most social planet in the entire inner sphere?
Sure.
While you were becoming a superstar celebrity? Do you think that might... listen, this is a conversation for you to have with your mother, not with me, is all I'm saying. She's coming for you, and if you don't have a goal for it, you're not going to get XP for what she's going to do to you. And I'm signaling to you, it might not be this session, but at some session, the Grim Reaper is going to come calling, because you made a promise.
Yeah, I mean...
Kendrick Khan
Make it this session.
has appeared in system with a relatively failed convoy. I believe it's just his jump ship, like the Khan original jump ship, and all of the other ships have been lost. He's been extremely reclusive. He has not even gotten down to the ground to talk yet. He's still in orbit of the planet, just trying to get refueled, get his feet under him, but he is supposed to be on his way down soon. Kendrick Khan is the secret boyfriend of Angus McDougall. And he just turned 18. Let's see, what else do we have here? There was some question about military matters. So we've got 2 military officers that are having some slight problems. We've got Captain Kahumaro. She is the commander of the local militia forces. She is on Celeste's side, more or less. You've managed to convince her. The bigger problem is the Federated Commonwealth commander, Major Lucille Bordeaux. She is a mech pilot, which she sees makes her extremely important, and she's also technically the leading military officer on the planet. She's not happy that she has to talk to Captain Moreau. She does not see Captain Moreau as like a good officer, and for that matter, she actually isn't a fan of Celeste being kind of interfere-y. Celeste has managed to place herself in a chain of command through her admission into Pax Charlemagne as technically a member of the militia. So Major Bordeaux has, I don't want to say dunked on you, but she's definitely made it clear she doesn't suffer fools, and you've got unfinished business with her.
Yeah, that was the goal that I was gonna write.
Yeah,
so
for Major Lucille
Bordeaux. I guess I can't deal with the mom stuff this time.
Okay, hey, listen, mom's always waiting. Okay. And just as a reminder, Major Bordeaux is a legacy character. She was in the first generation. She was the commander of the training team who was using the LRM launcher to artillery bombard you guys during a friendly match.
Oh, that was really annoying. Fuck her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry that she was effective and good at her job.
What's her? It's Major Bordeaux?
Yeah, Major Bordeaux. Eddie, I know that you wanted to do science.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to pass your STEM bill. And you also wanted to talk to Kendrick.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if I can do any prep while they're up in space to like make sure that some of the business stuff at least is, because I know I've kind of neglected it.
Way too late for that. Way too late.
Right.
I mean, this is real doing the homework while the teacher is collecting it behavior is all I'm saying.
Look, ADD, man.
Imagine.
You know,
He's not on planet yet, but you guys are on the way down as well, just to be very clear. Like,
got you. I thought I put some things in motion, but it's all good.
I mean, coffee is for closers or something. I don't know. I don't watch modern TV anymore.
Okay, sure.
What are your goals, Sam? I'm not sure I saw them written down anywhere. I know that
Me?
one of them is to lock in a more positive relationship with Major Bordeaux in regards to the Duchess.
The other one I've had for a while, it's about finding dirt on Lachlan.
Find dirt on Lachlan. You had a whole conversation with Badger that kind of was a little iffy.
Yeah, it didn't give me as much as I wanted, right? From what I remember.
I mean, I believe he told you that there's some deep shit on your dad, but like that's a card that if you play, it's done forever.
So did I complete this house goal then?
I don't think so, because he didn't actually tell you anything.
Yeah, because I need the evidence.
He told you that like he's always been against Lachlan to some extent, but Lachlan is also a good friend, and that like using what he knows against Lachlan is like the nuclear option. Like if that happens, it's done. It can only be played once, and it's going to change everything forever.
Yeah. So I mean, the whole point is that she wants like some kind of evidence. So like, I think there's probably another conversation to be had there.
Okay. Do you want to make convincing Major Bordeaux your second goal?
Yeah, the ones that I have on the sheet right now are win over Major Bordeaux and find evidence of McDougall skeletons in the closet.
I think we're going to start with Angus. My recollection is that we left off, you were flying down to the planet to have a face-to-face conversation with Daddy Lachlan.
Oh, yeah, about what I want?
Yeah.
Are we going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Send it.
So...
But do I have time to take a shower and get ready and stuff like that? Or am I still my sweaty, like...
I think you got as much time as you'd like to. Do you
Nice,
showing up squared away to this meeting?
Yeah, I'm back in t-shirt and like Versace sport coat.
Your dad meets you at the dropship port outside of the restaurant we've been to a couple times.
What's the name of it?
The Ryokon? Hold on a second. Wow, this is a real callback. We haven't been there in forever. A place to lay your sword.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is where we met the what's his name when we had the tea ceremony.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. I remember.
I mean, we've probably been there at least 4 times. It's been a very long time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Your dad, however, doesn't gesture towards there. He gestures towards a building at the spaceport, and for you to like come over and walk with him. He's looking better than the last time you saw him. He doesn't look sick. He doesn't look ill. Hold on.
Nice.
Eric,
did Galahad give him the Holy Grail?
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. I want to adjust your camera real quick because you're like slightly out of frame for me, and it's just that I haven't adjusted your cam for a while. I just don't want half your face missing.
Look, if anything, it ups your production value to not have half my face showing. But I understand.
Lachlan is looking better than he has in a while. For a man approaching his 50s, he has on the sort of coat with tails. You know what I'm talking about? And he's got his hands clasped. You know, like a tailcoat. I
thought you said a sword with tails.
No,
my
a
brain
coat with tails.
Right? Yeah. Like a conductor.
Yeah, maybe. Like a more upscale and classy version of that.
Like a butler.
You're thinking agency. You're thinking
classy conductor core. I got it. Yeah.
Does he have a white gloves?
He's music maxing. I got it.
He has one hand clasped and the other behind his back. His figure is like a little bit more straight back than you've seen in a while. More like when he was younger. And he walks slowly at first so that you can catch up and walk beside him as he heads toward the spaceport building.
Am I underdressed? I have a backup suit in the Suburban.
It's good to see you, Angus. You're not underdressed for anything. I just had a surprise for you.
Cool. In my head, I think I'm gonna die. by the way. This is where I get killed. Just so you know.
Just
so
to emphasize that.
So everything
you
I
go
say,
into
I'm
this
like, oh,
corrugated steel warehouse. It's almost completely dark.
Yeah.
He leads you past some like scary jangling chains from the ceiling to an elevator, like a cargo elevator that leads down into the ground of the spaceport.
Yeah, I just watched Lockstock. I'm afraid I'm gonna get thrown into a crate full of crayfish. So I'm good. Well, I can't say I've been here. This is a new place for a...
It is a new place, yes.
Yeah. New acquisition. Great. Glad we're expanding.
You are expanding.
I wouldn't say we.
Yes, I'm sorry to say that I did need to purchase your spaceport out from under you, but the ground stations of the spaceport need to continue running for my businesses to continue doing their business. I was hoping that we might replace the primary industry of your house. You're very liquid with cash. I made sure that you got a good deal on the spaceport, but
sure. Okay.
Fish is doing well, by the way. I think he's really getting into his role as a sort of corrupt administrator. Your aunt is doing excellent as well. I noticed you hadn't called or written either of us, but ever since your victory on Solaris, there has been a very serious uptick in interest in her old matches, and merchandise sales of her goods produced exclusively on Solaris shipped here have tripled. Some of them, I believe, were coming down on your dropship with you. I think you've done excellent for yourself, Angus, and I couldn't be more proud of you. As he says that,
this is when I know I'm gonna die. This is like 100%. My dad is proud of me. After this, I'm dead. This is it. He wants me to leave this, like, shed my mortal coil with a smile on my face or something. Okay.
You are in a enormous, cavernous, very dimly lit room underground. It is large enough you could walk Battlemechs down here, and he gestures to you to continue following him into where I'm going to generously call a sort of large cargo railway. So it's like a big platform on the floor. Yeah. You step on it, you press a button, and it takes you along down a tunnel.
Yeah, I'm getting the vibe that this is like the type of tunnel that you would have that would like carry the like the booster engines of like the space shuttle.
Yeah,
like from the hangar, kind of like big area.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, one thing you think is a little curious is that this cargo platform that you're stepping onto down here specifically looks like it has the equipment needed to transport a mech. Like what you would need in order to like strap a mech down to it. Like the mech would lay down and then you'd strap it down there so it wouldn't move while it's traveling.
All right. I'm so myopic and embracing death that I know that I'm going to be basically killed and stomped to death by a mech is my thought right now. Okay, that's how I'm going to go.
He turns to look at you and he says, "Are you all right?
I'm pale as a ghost.
You are looking, you're sweating."
It's just, it's hot in this climate controlled underground tunnel. Fiddling with my hands.
Your initiative that you showed. He puts a hand on your shoulder. You've really proven to me that you're your own man. I was worried because it seemed like you were so content to just commit truly petty crimes and embarrass yourself and the family. But going to Solaris, earning your way there by yourself, and proving that you could do what even I couldn't. And more importantly, not only did you put yourself in the books on Solaris, your sisters as well. Between me and Morgan, you and Celeste, you've doubled the number of Solaris gladiators in the family. Not bad.
Well, thanks, Dad. I wish I could say that this wasn't a surprise, but I'm at a loss for words. I can't thank you.
When I talked to you,
I need to be honest with you.
In orbit, you seemed nervous, directionless.
Yeah.
I'm concerned that you don't know what you're going to do with your life from here on. I've been there before.
I was thinking I could, I don't know, with Captain Marrow, or I don't know, I'm looking maybe for, I'd like to command a small tactical squad, something in the Army's promotion capabilities.
Have you ever considered contracting?
Really?
What about education?
Me, a teacher?
You made a deal with me for my Black Knight that you would make sure that your sisters got through their Mechwarrior licensing.
Yeah.
You put yourself at risk to make sure that that happened. That's the kind of person I would want teaching my children.
Well, that same person lost your Black Knight.
As the cargo thing comes to a hold, you can see the Black Knight is standing before you.
Yeah. And
but
obviously,
it's not
like,
the only mech here.
You get legally, the music is like legally distinct Back in Black. AC/DC. It's like dun, 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 dun. Just anyways, keep going.
I would have thought that it would be a nostalgic, Western tuned piano version,
okay. Yeah.
slow, the trailer from the 2010s version of Lachlan's theme.
Oh, okay. That also works, honestly. Yeah, the slow leitmotif style. Okay. I'm into it. All right, sorry. It's really important that we land the audio, but now that we're in sync here, let's keep going.
It's not just this mech. There are several other mechs, combat vehicles, and even things like scout cars, IFVs, tanks, APCs here.
Striker? Did it give me strikers?
Hold on. Let me make sure that
Do I get strikers? Do I get striker twos?
Let me make sure they're available in this time period before you fucking
pieces of shit, but I love them though. I love them. They're cute. They're such pieces of shit, but I love them so much. They look so cool. They're like Bradleys with missiles. I love them so much.
You do see a vehicle with that rotating top missile turret with an LRM-10 and an SRM-6. The classic striker light tank.
Dude, it's like a wheeled commando.
A wheeled commando. That's so painful.
I know, that's my point. Sorry. All right. Oh, bad. Damn.
I'm looking for someone who shares my vision. I'm looking for someone to act as a general manager for a new venture I've been planning for years. The Duchess was worried about me gathering political and military power and insisted that I withdraw from public life entirely, which I did, and I very gladly gave my one vote to you and your two sisters, and I hope to acquire enough power to invest Menelaus into a baronial house as well. Part of the reason she was concerned about my gathering military power is that I have worked for years to up the defenses of this planet, specifically trying to get ammunition contracts, and yet I believe that you and your sisters have managed to acquire a ammunition startup on this planet, which is exactly what I need to complete this project. He clicks a button on a little pen that he pulls out of his pocket, and like a little holographic him begins walking beside him. But it's Star Wars Force Ghost Blue, you know, it's like, hello, I'm Lachlan McDougall, and I want to welcome you to the future of mech entertainment. As he says this, like, and you can see that there is a giant underground mech arena Thunderdome that has been built underneath the spaceport. It's not just, it's very small. Let me be clear here. It's only like 20 hexes wide, but it's got like 4 quadrants with different terrains on them. And you could see that there's even like there's a wall. It is in a bowl. So the audience sits at the top of the bowl, and then the competitors fight it out in the bowl. And then to prevent people like escaping or like hurting the crowd, everything takes place below the crowd level. But like the outermost edge is like a racetrack where if you get a vehicle going fast enough, you can literally drive on the wall, and the wall has like painted entry zones to show you like if you hit at this angle, there's like a little racetrack thing that'll take you from like quadrant 1 to like quadrant 2. I'm looking for a partner invested in my vision, a general manager to run this mech fighting arena. Someone with experience as a Solaris gladiator, someone who has contacts with the sort of ammunitions and suppliers that we would need to get this place up and running. Someone looking to entertain the people, maybe expand on his reputation. Just because mech fights take place on Solaris doesn't mean Solaris is the only place to have mech fights. I've long dreamed of having a minor arena here because it provides us with defense in depth. The more people with machines, the more mercenaries, the more contractors, the more ammunition dumps that are set up on this planet, the safer we are from raids and invasions from the Draconis Combine. And I have to say, it's not a bad way to make a living.
Security through inobscurity. I see it.
Security through money. We're going to make sure that the money flows through here into the pockets of whoever is running this business, a general manager with vision. Now, I know it's probably not exactly what you were looking for. And if you're looking to get a mercenary business started or join the federal forces, you're a baron. You are entitled to a lieutenant's rank, just like Badger.
Oh.
And just like Badger, one day you could actually earn a higher rank as well. I believe they made him a captain or something. Hard to believe.
Yeah, but it's hard to believe that I will be managing in the general capacity something as complex as and intricate as a multimedia
entertainment franchise.
Combat entertainment. Yeah.
You don't have to answer now. You just came back from Solaris. It's been a long trip. You frankly don't look well.
Yeah.
We'll head back to the surface. We'll get you some air. We'll have lunch. How about that? I've got time in my schedule for you for lunch. And just think about it and let me know. I don't need an answer today. I don't need an answer tomorrow. But I'm very proud of you. And if this is a place that interests you, I would love to have someone with your running it. And if not, you have a lot of money. I hope you invested in something that will take your branch of House McDougall forward generations down the line.
Thanks, Dad. I'll run the proposition numbers, and I'll get back to you.
Now, I'm not good at role-playing as Sam playing as Lachlan, but just imagine at this point, he does a half pivot and then does a hand thing like this, and then he starts doing Lachlan recapping everything that's happened with him as he leads you back up to the spaceport proper to go grab lunch.
Perfect.
Wow, cool. Bot battles? Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
It's a nice throwback.
Who wants to do something next? And this the year of our Lord 3046.
Oh, we're still in 46?
Yes. It's quite late in the year, though.
I can do things.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go talk to this lady, this Major Bordeaux.
Okay. You wind up back in the Planetary Command Center outside of Bordeaux's office when like a staff sergeant shows you into her office and is like, she'll be in very shortly. Fairness. Do you like anything? Tea? A soft drink? Coffee?
Yeah, sure. Coffee would be nice.
Okay. He heads back outside to like his little secretarial desk and begins making you some coffee.
Yeah, she'll sit there and hang out and wait patiently.
The major comes in like almost immediately after that exchange, puts a pile of papers down on the desk, slams herself down into the seat, stares at you and says, "Can I ask what the nature of your business is here today, Baroness?"
It's a pleasure to see you as well, Major Bordeaux. It's been some time. I'm here hoping to take just a minute of your time to talk through how we can get onto a better foot. I don't think we left in the best of
You understand that the requirements of rank are not that I get on a better foot with you, but that you get on the same page with me.
That's all I'm seeking to do, Major. Both of us serve the Duchess. I'm just trying to make sure that that happens smoothly.
I want to be very clear that I serve the Federated Commonwealth through First Prince Onstavian. The Duchess is, of course, the governor of this world, and I recognize her, but I do not offer any loyalty or service to her directly.
What I'm concerned about, and what the Duchess is concerned about, is the healthy and proper operation of military forces on this planet.
You have a complaint. Sorry, the Duchess has a complaint about how I've been running the forces on.
No one is complaining about you, Major. We simply want to make sure that we are on the same page as you. Whether that means me getting onto your page, you coordinating with the Duchess, whatever, however you would like to phrase it, I am willing to make that happen. The important thing to me and the important thing to the Duchess is that we are all able to work together efficiently and effectively.
What areas do you believe that we are not seeing eye to eye on? I would be happy to have someone create reports that will get you on the same page as me.
Yeah, I mean, like, maybe I need to make some kind of roll for this, but like, can Celeste have done her research and like, here are like things that are not working well because of how the militia is engaging with the like official Federated Sons?
Do your own research. I believe that's going to be a tactics roll.
I think I might just have tactics. I do have a 1 in tactics. In
How
fact.
about intelligence?
Yo!
I have an 11, so that's just a +0.
Okay. And you have a 1 in. So is that a 1 skill or a +1 from having 2 points?
+1. Yeah, okay. I spent 2 points on it.
You are looking to hit an 8 here, so that's a straight 50%.
If I remember correctly, I 100%. Took high tactics so that I could be the person who rolls it in
initiative. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a 100% chance.
Oh, that's a 10 + 1.
Okay. So, I mean, the primary problem the militia and the federal forces have is that the militia's strategy has always been not just like now, not just like 10 years ago in the first gen of characters. It has always been spread forces around the planet to counter raids and slow down any invasion force by making sure they go to as many different targets as possible. There's no one location that you can like, you can't just like hit a militia headquarters and like completely knock them out. The militia is set to fight a battle that is going to take a long time. However, the major's plan is that is a losing proposition. Like that is a strategy where you lose and then you keep losing for a long time, which is a bad strategy. She wants a strategy where you win. So her strategy has always been a concentration of forces. And, you know, as the federal commander, she can make that stick more or less. You outlined the differences between these two strategies. And I think that this probably comes with a persuasion of some kind now.
Yeah, so I think to like give you an idea of like how she's trying to basically persuade her is like, I think maybe. So yeah, I think maybe like Celeste like lays this out, right, and it's like, I'm sure none of this is news to you, Major, and frankly, I lived through the last time we employed this strategy in a war, and it didn't go particularly well for my family. I think what you're proposing here, this new strategy, new tactics, I think it's a reasonable way to go. I just need your help to be able to pitch it to the militia and make sure that we can mesh our strategy with yours.
Okay. I would like that rule. I'm going to give you a +1 because you had so many degrees of success on your tactics roll. I believe you ended up with an 11.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And like, to be clear, yeah,
like your tactics are really sound. Like the two strategies are not lining up, and that's causing friction. And if both sides maybe come together a little bit, it would definitely improve the working environment.
Yeah, so that's very much the kind of propositions let's put forward. All right, so let's roll, and I'm very good at persuasion because of my insane charisma. So the charisma is already a +2.
You have an 18 charisma?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
I feel like I ask that question every single time.
Yeah. Sam is the only one that rolled like insane.
Actual stats.
Celeste is a stat monster. Celeste has a 15 strength, a 14 dex, and an 18 charisma. I just rolled insanely well in character creation.
And I think everyone else is like averaging somewhere around 11 and 12.
Which is normal. Like that's like almost always what a starts without number. Like this is a starts without number freak character. Like I've never rolled like this. Anyway, so 18 charisma, so that's a +2. I don't think I actually have. Oh, I have a 0 in persuade. Okay, so it's just a straight +2.
You have the +1 from tactics.
Oh, okay.
So that's a +3 total.
Excellent.
That's still so much better than my.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
who's invested in persuade now.
That's a 9 total.
Yes.
Do you feel comfortable with a 9?
I'm not. Can I do anything else with it anyway?
Are you an expert?
No, I'm the only expert.
All right. She looks over several of your propositions, and this meeting takes much longer than the conversation we're having here. I mean, you guys are discussing military tactics at a level neither of us, not even tactics, we're talking about operations, right? Training, disbursement of personnel, and I think that a reasonable solution that I can offer you is that Bordeaux will have each, like the militia and the federal forces will swap companies on rotations so that like a militia force will take a place in the headquarters unit and learn how things work there and like get used to joining their training. And then the federal forces will disperse around the planet for shifts, you know, like one company at a time, and kind of get to learn the various areas and basically try to do like joint operations and combined arms and that sort of thing. And just kind of ease the tension between the staffs. Like the command staffs of both groups have gotten kind of entrenched.
Yeah, frankly, this might like actually be like days of meetings, right? It's like we're creating like a combined ops plan. I'm sure we're bringing in like what's her name from the militia, and like I'm
imagining an S3
running
around somewhere. It's a bunch of corporals with coffee. Yeah,
like this probably takes at least a week, if not a couple weeks. Cool. Yeah, I think that's a good scene.
I think that probably has sealed in the goal right there for you.
Yeah, that went much better than I expected. Yeah. I mean, but that was like the whole thing, right? It's like she realized she had to totally change her tactics and with like how to approach Bordeaux, and it worked. Cool.
Who's next on the list? I think Eddie.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I'd like to start with Kendrick Khan.
Here's how that starts with. You request a meeting with Kendrick Khan, and you get a message back from a secretary that says that Mr. Kendrick will not be available to speak with for the next day. He's going to the Con International Lumber Yards to inspect his assets.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, do I get the feeling that, like...
You've never known him to have a secretary before. This is very strange.
Sure. I mean, do I think it's worthwhile to go to the lumber yards and
Sure.
like validate what's going on there and making sure
Absolutely.
that everything's in order? Then I think that's what she does. She gets on like a high-speed chopper or like air, like fast travel kind of ship, like they do, like flying over the ocean from continent to, I mean, I don't know if that's actually a thing that we
No,
can
you're
do.
going to need a jet for sure. There's no way.
Okay.
Helicopter's making this trip.
But she honestly, well, no, actually, I think she's a spacer, so she wouldn't be able to necessarily land there. Okay, yeah,
That's fine. You get
myself.
there, and you get there fast. Yeah. You arrive while Kendrick's grand tour is going on. I need you to make a perception intelligence check, which I know is a little bit of a weird matchup.
Yeah, and I'm not skilled. I have a 12 in intelligence, and I have a 1 in perception rank.
Okay, so you have a 0 to this.
0.
Okay.
Are you a charisma expert? I thought you were an intelligence expert this whole time.
No, I know you asked me that last time too.
Yeah, expert.
Okay, I have a 7, which is what you need to beat now.
Okay. Yeah, so I went charisma because I wanted to go into business, even though I am a scientist.
There are plenty of business scientists. Let me tell you about
that's
Thomas
a 9.
Edison. Okay.
That's a 9.
All right, I'm going to make another dice roll here real quick, which is going to be very important. I want this to be high. It's not high. Here is what you know. Hendrick's eyes go right over you as you're approaching him. He's like on the saw room floor where like industrialized huge saws are like mulching and chopping up all this wood. You could see that everything's being prepared to be taken out into the yard to like get greened or whatever it's called, greening the wood. It's so loud in here. No one can hear anything without a headset. And you see Kendrick is just like looking around, looking at people, smiling, waving. The local plant manager is like walking him around. This is a very important NPC no one's ever talked to before. There's a whole staff of NPCs here who are not important to this moment, because here's what you notice. Not only do Kendrick's eyes wash over you, you're noticing a little bit of makeup, a little bit of signs of plastic surgery. This person is not Kendrick Khan. This is someone who has been made to look like Kendrick Khan. And they see you looking at them and look back at you and smile and then wave, and then like they're like, oh look, another person from the plant, haha, and not like, oh hey, this is a good friend who's been taking care of my family's business for years.
Yeah, so I think she tries to. She did have that one connection with the security, that like hunky security guy.
Yeah.
I think she like looks to them.
As you go to move, someone clamps a hand down on your bicep, and when you turn, it is like I don't know if you know about White House Chef Rush.
Oh yeah,
This hugely vascular, like United States Navy dude who's like this. Yeah.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like,
the giant chef guy. Yeah.
He leans down next to you and speaks as loud as he can into your ear. It's very hard to hear still, but he says, "I need you to come outside to talk to me, miss."
Do I know this person?
You have never seen this person before in your entire life.
I think I want to assess, like, I'm not a fighter. I'm someone that has others around them to aid in that.
Did you bring those others around you on a quick trip to Con Lumberworks?
I think if I'm doing something that's like urgent and needed, I always have at least someone.
Are you again, it's very difficult to call for help because it's so loud in here, and this person has a hand on you. I'm not telling you you can't do things. I'm just informing you of the consequences of any actions.
So, I mean, I think I stick to what I originally said, which was trying to make eye contact with the security guard that I do know. We had some sort of rapport. And so I kind of give them a look. Hopefully they pick up on it. As I look to them. I believe that was Edward Wheat. I'm gonna roll for him real quick to see how Ed's doing right now. Now I'm giving this guy a massive penalty because Edward Wheat is, you know, a trail guide and he's a cutter. You know what I mean? The odds that he's in here right now are not high. It's an 8. I'm gonna give it to you. You make eye contact with Edward and he waves his hand back towards you. He's like, he's a cutter. He's observing. He's making sure that this is all good. I think I look to them and I look to Kendrick and I give kind of like trying not to make it obvious to others, but just that eye contact that there's something wrong here.
Okay.
And then I walk out with this gentleman because clearly they're not going to take no for an answer.
Outside of the building, they lead you out onto the roof. It's one of those roofs where like people smoke at, and the roof is all like loose gravel and such. But it's tall enough up that if someone were to be pushed off the roof, they would definitely die.
Great.
And they release their hand from your arm, cross their arms, and say, "Seems like you know, ma'am, and we need you to get in line."
And what is that?
Mr. Khan is willing, Lord Kendrick Khan is willing to offer great bonuses and favors to friends who are understanding of his new situation.
Could you elaborate a bit more?
I believe you're going to want to meet with Lord Khan. I'm sure he can outline the situation himself.
That was my original intention by coming here. We are long friends. So
right, it would be I'm sure you are.
And who are you, can I ask?
The name's Cypher.
Oh, fuck. Is this the same Cypher from...
No.
Okay. That would be freaking awesome, but also insane.
It's also Sipher.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do I get trying to read
You
people...
have Spacer, right?
I do.
I'm not going to make you roll for this then. There are tattoos at this guy's neck and peeking out around his wrist that indicate that this guy is a periphery pirate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think it's like, yes, of course. I would love to understand the situation that Lord Khan is currently...
He'll be up here shortly to speak privately with you.
Oh, right now?
Yes, ma'am, right now.
Very well. Just AP, in terms of options here, because like I'm an expert, I'm relatively intelligent. I think, is there like a path that I could talk my way out of this, or does this person seem very like stuck in like, no, you're staying here?
So here's the thing. Like talking around this guy definitely means that he just revealed to you, some info. And, you not talking to his boss probably means that he and everyone around him are actually dead. So talking your way around him seems deeply unlikely.
Got you. So
now look, if you want to land a surprise attack, try to push this guy over the railing and kill him.
See, I don't necessarily want to
try calling for help. Oh, you don't want to antagonize.
It's a little more than antagonizing if you try to kill them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Kicking him off the dang OSHA safety rails.
Spark, you know, a fleet from above bombarding me or something like that.
Yeah, you look at this guy, he's resolved. Like, talking will almost certainly end in his death, so he has no reason to communicate with you.
Got you. Okay.
He loyal. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty intense. I would like to either appease to the spacer or to maybe not to this guy, but I think I'll wait for
Kendrick,
the Lord Khan. But would it make sense that like I said, I maybe come with people, or I have some sort of panic button, right? Or I have a panic
button. Yeah, I think it's reasonable if you want to pop a panic button right here. I mean, again, that will be an escalation. Like, people are going to come streaming up the staircase towards this guy. You know, it's definitely going to absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, if those are your two options, the question is, do you want to talk to Kendrick? Audience, if you've got me on the third monitor, I'm making hand wiggly motions when I say Kendrick. Or I guess you can try to surprise Cypher by calling your security guards up for a panic button.
No, I think I just want to set the circumstances. So like, I still want to talk to Lord Kendrick. I don't want to antagonize this scenario or escalate things. But if I do get into a problem, I want to have a potential like panic button that I can call and be like, oh. Yeah.
Kendrick arrives several minutes later. You see that he pats Cypher on the shoulder, and Cypher goes back down the staircase. It's just you and Kendrick, who pulls out a thin case of like cigarillos, lights one up, and begins smoking it in front of you, and says, "Sorry, I know we haven't met before. Athena, right?"
Yes, and you are?
I think it'd be better for both of us if you just referred to me as your old friend Ken.
Right. Then Ken, is it? What can I do for you?
I think it's what I can do for you.
Indeed. Well,
so
it is.
Here's the deal. The Khans ran into a bit of trouble. My people and I rescued them. We've got a bit of history here in Whittington. We know a little bit about it, and in the struggle, parents were killed. They're gone. Very sad. Kendrick actually got a taste for life out here, and Angus is your brother, right?
I see you've done your homework.
I wouldn't be here if I hadn't. So here's the thing, is that again, I'm not trying to upset you or anything, but Ken was trying to... Brother is apparently a very angry, directionless young man, and Ken was all too happy to sign up with the gang.
I see.
But there's plenty of opportunity here for a Kendrick Khan. Come back, get these businesses shipping things out to the periphery, make sure that the family money is still flowing, spend a couple months learning everything about him. Didn't think we'd get blown on the first day within a few hours with a surprise visit after we'd explicitly refused you, but yeah, sure. I mean, I get this conversation was always going to go down. I guess I hoped it wasn't going to take place on top of a lumber factory. On the first hour I got my feet on the ground. Hey, gravity's pretty nice, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's been some time since you felt it.
Yeah.
At least to this extent. Well,
Here's the perfect chance to kill him. Like, here's a better experience. Sorry.
it's like, dude,
that would be an immersive experience.
No. Look, the scientific joke is like, do you mind if we test that theory? And like push him off. No.
He died as he lived. Surprised.
Yes, I can imagine that you're not quite used to it yet.
My actual name is
course,
Piet Heinzen.
Piet. I don't know if I have. I don't think I have history, but I do have culture spacer. Would I be able to like roll to see if I know that name or if it's like a known entity? So would that be intelligence spacer?
I think intelligence spacer. Yeah.
Okay, so I just get a +1 in this. That's a 7.
Okay. This is a pretty extreme callback. You remember we had Kane DeMail on as a guest playing the Admiral.
Yes.
Yep.
There were multiple groups of pirates involved with him.
Oh,
you left behind a bunch of pirates abandoned on a little asteroid with no hope of getting out.
I remember.
You're calling back through your dad's mission logs, and you remember Piet Heinzen is one of the names of, like children that were left behind when the parents insisted that rather than be executed as pirates or be dragged back to the inner sphere for crimes, they thought that they would do their best out here, away from the admiral that they'd been rebelling against. So just to be clear, these are a group of pirates who rebelled against other pirates. They are already known for traitorous mutinying. That was a while ago, though. That was like over 10 years ago.
And they have
this guy was a little kid when that happened.
Yeah, and they have a thing against my dad because...
that's wild.
Yeah, of course. Like,
because your dad murdered a bunch of them and then stole all of their resources to take back.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
And Badger was like, we should execute all of them. And he said it in front of a bunch of them. And I believe Yusuf was like, that's actually a pretty good plan.
Yeah,
that does sound like me.
Yeah, this is one of the survivors of that situation.
Oh boy. I think Athena like remembers that log and just like the stories that because I don't think this is something that my dad would necessarily explicitly tell Athena, because it's kind of a dark story. But she probably read about it at some point. I mean,
he hasn't hidden the fact that he has stolen dirty nukes.
True.
I don't know that he like went out of his way to tell you, but I don't think he hid it either.
Right. It was like something maybe that I spotted on his desk at some point or in the files as we were doing some research. Yeah, I think in this moment, Athena is torn between like she definitely doesn't trust this person at all. But I think there is a part of her that feels beholden to like either make it up to them or I don't know, like, yeah, I guess I'm torn a little bit about that. But I think in this moment, Athena looks at them and says, yes, I recognize that name.
You know me?
My father had mentioned that there were some that the Khans had, in their expedition, had left behind when they originally met the admiral that your family was rebelling against.
He frowns, and he has not appeared threatening or dangerous. He actually seems kind of tired until this moment where he appears almost murderous as he's looking at you. And then that vanishes behind that sort of facade of tired resignation. Yeah, something like that might have happened before. Look, we could talk about the past all day, but I'd rather talk about our future.
Yes.
I think you and we could make a lot of money together.
And is that your intention?
Yeah.
Then why hide yourself?
As a noble lord?
Excuse me. When I reached out to an old friend, why not introduce yourself?
I didn't know we were going to have a conversation like this. I was hoping to get myself on the ground for a while, maybe get some touch-ups here. I'm a mess steward, all right, of a pirate vessel in the deep periphery. The amount of stuff I know about being a noble and running companies is pretty bad. And my retainers here are all pirate marines. So I was hoping we might spend a little family money on getting some time and training before I had to talk to anyone of note.
I see.
Anyone who might know can. I was specifically hoping to avoid McDougalls since they seem to be so troublesome, especially Angus. I didn't realize that Athena was going to come fly out and meet me immediately on touchdown.
Well, it seems that you missed something in your homework then. I have been the steward of the Khan's assets for their entire voyage. So, if you are looking to do business, then you were talking to the right person. But if
what
you
are you proposing?
Well, I want to see if we can have a trust, a relationship built on trust. You see, I want to know more about the periphery and what has been going on out there. I want to know, well, also, where you've been with this fleet of yours.
It's pretty generous.
Fair enough. Yes, I suppose the Khans did leave with more than they well.
Hey, let me be very clear here. We rescued as many of them as we could from a bad situation. Everybody's got enemies.
It's true.
And for them, the enemy of my enemy was their friend.
Indeed. I remember my father telling stories of their expedition and the many encounters they faced in the deep space. It's what got me interested in the periphery and the deep sciences that my mother used to explore.
Lady, you need to get less interested in the periphery. Like, I'll help you out if you need help, but I gotta tell you, it's a lot. I've been here for like an hour. It's already better here.
You're not wrong. We don't have things terrible here. Well.
Wow, it's so nice having oxygen. That's wild. You can drink as much as you want. Sunlight,
yes, too. Having a planet, I know.
Yeah.
I seem to recall that originally that was the agreement that the Khans made with
Admiral LeBeau?
Your previous admiral, yes.
Yeah. So you might remember we didn't have anything to do with that deal.
Indeed.
LeBeau struck that contract deal with you specifically to have us wiped out.
I recall, at least from what my father has mentioned. So what is it that you are proposing then?
A partnership.
To do business.
Yeah. So look, I'm hoping to die as Kendrick Khan in like 60 years. And there's resources and money available on this planet that I can get sent to the periphery to help my people. And I don't know what it's going to take to keep our relationship quiet, but I fully see siphoning stuff off and helping you. And hey, listen, if you need a jump ship to help get you out to the periphery to do science or whatever, I have a whole jump ship now. Pretty skilled crew, too. Spent a lot of time in space.
I see.
But I'm also going to need someone to run interference with your brother. Because I think he's going to figure out that I'm not Kendrick pretty quickly.
Is that right? Is there a particular reason?
Oh, right. You guys don't know about that, huh? You know what? Why don't you concentrate on making sure your brother doesn't look into me? Say that we're going through a bad breakup or something and that I've been emotionally shaken.
I see. And in return, what will you do for me?
I mean, what do you want? Money? Power? Free travel into the periphery?
Well, I am a noble on this planet. I have money. I have power. So all that interests me at this moment is knowledge.
Okay. We got a whole computer bank full of knowledge and plenty of very knowledgeable people. You met my guy Cypher. He's a pretty good executive officer.
Oh, is he your XO then?
He is the ship's XO.
I see.
I suppose you'd say he's really the one pulling the strings on this operation.
Well, that is good to know. Very well. I will attempt to keep my brother preoccupied while you try to settle in. I will do my best to help you with the business arrangements for the lumberyard as long as there is something returning to me.
You tell my people what you want and they'll send it to you.
Very well.
Whatever you want.
And we'll see how long this charade and agreement can benefit us both. I'll do my best.
He holds out a hand for you to shake.
Is there like a spacer thing where it's
You wanted to know the secret handshake?
No, like I'm more thinking
Want
of
to get
like
invited to the cookout?
no, like hesitation of shaking hands because of like dangers or things like that.
I think that there's a spacer fist bump for sure.
Okay. I think then she'll grasp his hand, and if like maybe the spacer way of doing it is where it's more of like a forearm grasp.
You're telling me you want to do the Predator man shake. I got it. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I very rarely see anyone doing a real handshake in tabletop RPGs anymore. Everyone wants to do the Predator man shake.
Yeah.
Hey man, you son of a bitch.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Okay. He heads back downstairs, literally down exterior stairs into the building. And when you go inside, you see Edward Weed is standing outside. Standing inside, and he's like, hey, it looked like you were trying to get my attention earlier. Did you need something from me? Yeah?
Well, I wish to get an update on what's going on. I know Kendrick is here to follow up on his family assets and that sort of thing, and I wanted to make sure that I can debrief him as best I can.
Okay. I mean, he runs through things with you. If you're not going to snitch to this guy, you know.
Not at the moment.
We fade on this scene of you just like getting briefed on how things are going at the plant as far as your position as a sort of executor. Okay, well, you know, there were really two people who could have talked to Kendrick Khan, and it would have gone absolutely wild in either direction, depending on who talked to him first. But
Does that achieve my goal?
I think it definitely elevates your goal to a new level for sure. You absolutely learn about Kendrick Khan, so I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Now, you know, Kendrick is, if you believe this guy, Kendrick is still alive.
Right.
Somewhere in the periphery, and he has become a freewheeling pirate.
Wild.
I'm going to leave the table open now, since everyone's had a major scene so far. Plenty of things to do, so much to see. Plenty of downloads to give each other, maybe, but
yeah,
I think
I have a scene. I have a scene in mind if you don't mind, any. I would love to talk to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm flying back for sure, and I don't know if you want to do it in person or. Yeah,
no, this will have to be I want to have this over food.
Okay, cool.
Or over coffee or something like that.
Let's do it. Do you want to do it at the where the swords lie or something like that?
No, I just went there for lunch. I don't want to. I'm not. We'll do it with my dad. I don't want to be there the whole time.
The grand ballroom at the house, at one of the houses.
Joke's on you. It's the only restaurant I'm willing to.
No, we're going to the Crab Strangler. We're going to the Crab Strangler.
Crab Strangler is a person who's been released from prison.
But there's also a crab restaurant called the Strangled Crab.
Yes.
The Strangled Crab. That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah, that's the one.
It's the finest.
We go to the Strangled Crab.
Yeah, let's go break some crab claws at Stranglers.
The finest Dungeness crabs in all of which.
Yeah, some Dungeness.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah. Let's suck on some Dungies at the Strangles.
All right.
Sorry, I don't know. Anyways, wow. I want to talk. So the aim of this scene in my head was like something like we should probably discuss this like weapons thing, because I need to start aligning prospective business opportunities for this potential GM role and see if this is even viable and stuff like that, right?
Sure.
So I want to talk to you about the status of the startup and things. So like, first off, I was like, hey sis, where are you coming from? Let's start there.
Well, as you know, brother, I'm working various business angles. I'm trying to realign with, my startup, and making sure that the con assets are in place for Kendrick when they come about. Well, it seems that they've been through a lot.
I'm sure. Yeah, his parents are dead.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Sure, I'm sure he's really shooken up about it. I really should talk to him.
Yes, I mean, I would give it a little bit of time, brother. I barely got a word in. I was mostly working in the assets themselves. But
I think he would appreciate my good humor.
You think so? I didn't know you had a relationship with them. At least
we're always kind of
I always thought that I was
respect.
Close to the cons, but I mean, fair, yes, of course. Well, give it a few days, brother. At the very least.
Right.
I think right now they're just trying to they're trying to get their head about them.
All right. I'll do that based on your. I respect you. I'll do that. I'll do that out of you. That's what you say.
And I think there's like a part of them that. I think there's like a nervousness, like there's still, and I don't know if you'd pick up on this necessarily, but I think Athena definitely is nervous that, do I tell you about it and just be open about it?
I'm the same way right now, so this is really funny.
Yeah.
Only I'm about my business thing, so.
Right, and so I think she tries to like shift topics to the business, and it's like, but brother. But outside of that, I know that, like I said, there's many business opportunities, and trying to get my feet back under me after our trip. But you sent me a message saying that you wanted to talk about some business.
Yeah, that ammo company. I want to know how things are setting up with them. Basic ammo? Or are they
Slogan here.
Slogan here, ammo.
Right. Okay.
God, what a name. AP. So yeah, what's the lowdown on kind of where they're at in this moment?
I mean, so the Federated Commonwealth is moving over to developing new ammunitions like piercing, or all these ammos are complex logistically. They're all being made centrally, and they're going to be sent to war zones and like borders first. And while this is technically a border planet, it is also a small border planet that is almost wiped off the map at the farthest edge of the border. You know what I mean? Like, if it's against the wall, it's at the edge of the map, you fall off if you go any farther from there. So probably not going to get those ammos anytime soon. What this company is it makes the old style legacy regular ammunition. And their market is basically like, if you don't want to upgrade and use the new guns that are in development, if you don't want to use any of this dual purpose crap, we're going to make the old stuff, the old way, the way Dad did it.
They're kind of like the retro company, the retro style.
Got it. Yeah,
they make legacy military equipment. They are contractors that make legacy military equipment so that you can continue flying F-15 60 years later.
Yeah.
Would you say this tech pre-tech or
no?
Like in terms of skill?
No,
absolutely not.
No, this is what the autoloader uses in your ACs. You know,
I guess I'm trying to like tie it to.
This is a classic. No. This is old ammunition. This is stuff that is currently being used right now. So it's just a regular tech
standard.
I think it starts with that numbers. It would be the post-tech role, but it would also just be like any sort of tech. Even tactics would give you more about like standard available ammunition.
I mean, I'm skilled in both post-tech and pre-tech, so that's kind of where I think that's why Athena was interested in this.
Well,
yes.
Do you think I could?
Go ahead.
Do you think I could get a meeting with them? I'm not trying to like usurp you or anything like that. I have an idea that I want to see how fast they can get up to production.
Of course, brother. I mean, if you're willing to tell me more, I'm certainly curious. Since when we last talked, you seemed a little downtrodden. I was worried.
I'm gonna roll against my own wisdom here.
It's a real EricVulgaris move. I'm just gonna be honest.
All right, I rolled less than my wisdom, so I'll count that as a pass. Okay. So then, yeah, I think I will be a little. I won't be cagey, and I'm defying my nature to do this, and be like, okay, you know, a younger me would not tell you, or even worse, lie to you, but not anymore. You know, I had lunch with Dad today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's looking good, actually.
That's great to hear. I haven't had a chance yet since I've come on planet.
Yeah. And well, I was looking for something to park all my money in, and he gave me a pointer or a suggestion.
As fathers want to do.
Yeah. What'd you think of Solaris?
I mean, I thought it was loud, exciting, dangerous. In all fairness, it's one of the reasons why I ended up going after this startup, because I felt like there was something there with all the technology being developed in Solaris, all the pilots testing their skills.
Yeah.
You need someone behind you with all of that. It's not just the pilots, but the crews and the tech, the money exchanging hands, the technology across different cultures.
Well, Dad wants to bring a little bit of a slice of that here.
Part part of me isn't surprised.
You know how he has a way with words. Part of it was about defense. Thinking that if there's too many people here making money, no one will invade.
I see.
Some sense to it. But he's always fighting me.
He always likes to have multiple angles. Yes.
Yeah. Also thinks we can get rich doing it. So he's looking for somebody. Yeah. He's looking for somebody to GM this little idea of his.
And he proposed this to you then, I'm guessing.
He did. He did.
What did you say?
So I'll think about it. Of course. I mean, obviously I want to do it, but like I gotta think about it.
I mean,
first off, I have no idea. Yeah.
I just want to pressure you into whatever, but I know.
Look, I know I can't do this alone, and that I'm gonna need my family, and I'm gonna need you to help me out here.
I think there's like an unintentional, just warm smile from Athena.
Look, you know technology. You have an in with Slogan here. There will be a crucial business partner to this. And so I need you in my corner so we can both help Dad.
Let's see. Well, funny enough, I was wondering if there was something I'd be able to do to help you get your feet about you.
Look, it's either that or I fuck off and become a mercenary. So,
well, to be fair, I could use your support. And AP, I know that last we left off, if I could recall, Angus did not have a seat in the Senate. Is that correct? Like they've been like, well, I forget the term, but
he's
like
been censured, which is not the same thing as not having a seat. Censuring doesn't really come with any sort of formal consequences other than like not speaking.
It's an official finger wag.
Yeah,
it goes on my permanent record.
My favorite episode of The West Wing is when the president's like, "I've been censured," and you know his entire staff's like, "What does that mean?" And you know someone's like, "It doesn't mean anything." And then Leo's like, "It means something to the president." Okay, it means something to the president.
It's definitely not good. Well, you don't want to be officially censored.
Right. Okay. But it does mean that you still have a vote. And so I think Athena basically puts it to you and says, I don't know if you have looked into this yet, but last we left off, you were officially censured in the Senate.
Yeah.
I would love for you to work on those relationships and perhaps find your way back into the Senate's good graces. You see, I'm trying to put together a proposal for research and development on Whittington to improve our technological standing in the Greater Federation.
I see.
And
maybe I can
support this.
Yeah, of course. You have my votes, but maybe I can talk to some people, grease the wheels, and get some votes on your side. I
much appreciate that.
What's the term? Whip the votes. Feels so antiquated.
You haven't lost all of your senatorial graces.
Lingo. Yeah. Well, just because I can speak it doesn't mean that I like it.
I don't think any of us really like it.
Okay.
Except for
I would much rather
my father.
Yeah. I'd much rather them just shut the doors and give me some brass knuckles and we can vote that way.
Yes, that's a bit of Stellaris talking in you, I suppose.
Yeah, you can take the mech warrior out of Solaris, but you can't. Yeah, but you can't take Solaris out of the mech warrior. Okay.
Well, I think like I like that this scene kind of closes on us cheersing.
Yeah.
To like
Thinking
a beverage of. What would Angus be drinking with
tea
this today? Tea? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my wife just brought me a cup of boracha, so something like that would be good.
All right.
We cut to
So yeah,
a poster of Jim the Razor Razak, like thumbs upping, and it zooms out, and it's in Morgan, your aunt's like celebrity gift shop. It's a little place in the spaceport you can go to that has all of her gear, and then you can see that
like a Hudson News.
Little stands are being set up for Celeste and Seeing Reds. You're getting like a shelf, like backpacks and little stickers, keychains, wallets, all themed for the two of you, are all being officially licensed and added to her store. And there's like a huge line of people outside waiting to get into the store and get to these new goods.
Mm.
Sam, do you have anything you want to do here? Like a final scene to help us wrap up for the day?
Final scene.
So, I mean, so much crazy shit has happened so far in like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of would be to talk to Badger, and I don't think that's like a 20-minute quick scene. So maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
Do you have a plan for what you're going to convince Badger with?
No.
Okay, then you absolutely should not do this, because this is not the kind of conversation you go on a fishing trip for. This is not an exploratory investigation. You better have a plan.
Can I maybe like make some other kind of role to like basically like find a like some kind of lead, or basically like something that could guide my conversation with Badger? Basically, like next time I'll be like trying to drive in that specific direction effectively.
I'll take a culture criminal or like a history check at a slight disadvantage.
I don't have either of those, so I'll probably just do culture criminal.
Just roll.
Okay. I think that culture
Skills
criminal with
illusion.
charisma. Oh fuck, charisma's actually your good thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out being
Just
good at
roll
talking
the
to
free and
people
plus 3
is good for you.
Just flat.
I'll be just at a +1, but that's still pretty damn good in this game.
Yeah, send it.
Alrighty. That's a 9. Oh no, that's an 8.
8. Okay, so good enough. You get around talking to some people, and you find members of like Tier Sauron's dropship crews, people who used to work at the Ivory Tower space stations. You get people who were on the expeditions with your dad every time he went out into space, and you start piecing together, like, no one's willing to say exactly what happened, but you have enough put together that you could make a tabletop role-playing game live action of like 3 seasons of content of everything that Lachlan McDougall has done. So you basically have all the information from Oath of Endosteel seasons 1 through 3, essentially. Just from
that's
people,
a lot of dirt.
but like none of it's provable, right? Like people are saying things, but these are people that are, you know, in their 60s and 70s and don't work for Lachlan anymore. And like none of them are willing to say it in court. Like they're telling you because you seem like you really want to know it, and you have a +2 to charisma, which is insane. You're very convincing to people, but no one has any like documentation or hard evidence. Lachlan McDougall is no fool, and he's got that shit locked away.
Yeah, I'm just one of those like weird charisma freaks that like people just like open up to for, you know what I'm like. There's I've heard the term is like a shiny person, you know. It's like for whatever reason they just like walk into the room and everybody just like attention just glues onto them.
I would have said Forrest Gump like, but okay.
Yeah. The halo effect.
You just sit down and you start talking to him, and he tells you a crazy ass story.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, you know, that's a good start. I'm just gonna have to decide like which of the like Lachlan schemes I'm gonna like try to get evidence from Badger on. I'll have to think through some of my
You have to go through
misdeeds.
all of your crimes.
I mean, the obvious one is
A
like
litany.
the nuke thing is probably the worst.
Your
but
dad
that's
has
also
openly offered you control of the nuclear weapons if you prove that you're better than your siblings and ready to take over.
Oh
as,
no,
like,
I
the
know,
primary house.
but I don't like Lachlan, so I don't
see,
want
I
to
see, I
just. I want to bring him down. But yeah, I think the worst thing he did is definitely threaten a planet full of civilians that he was going to shoot dirty bomb nukes at them. I
believe
think
it's their own dirty bomb nukes at them.
Yes, exactly. The dirty bomb nukes he had just moments ago stolen from them after telling them that he was gonna like help their military or some shit. But I think that's also probably the hardest one to prove unless I track down what's his name.
Well, it seems like they're all dead.
Well, I mean, the thing is like
sounds like the children survivors. Go ahead.
The only person I can think of that would both have the information and the wherewithal to like go after Lachlan is what's his name, the mercenary guy.
Robinson.
Yusef?
No. Shit. He was like a really good mercenary guy that we fought against, and then we decided to hire him because he was such a pain in the ass to fight.
Yeah, the Irish dude.
Yeah, and then he got like really pissed off about how it all went down, rightfully, and like fucked off as a result. He basically like cut ties with Winnington. And he, I think, is like the perfect like linchpin of like knows all the horrific shit that Lachlan did because he was like involved in all the tactics and shit.
And hates him enough to be able to.
Does anyone remember this character's name?
Is the one from the Canadian
Samuel Barrett.
Shanty.
Barrett.
Samuel Barrett.
Barrett's Privateers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got tracked down Samuel Barrett. Okay. That's gonna be the next piece of this puzzle, I think.
Yeah.
AP, I think if I could, I wouldn't mind doing some sort of like next step for the STEM Act and trying to like make connections of like who would be interested in this and how to propose it to them.
Okay, so top level, I am going to ask for a charisma based role.
Okay.
I think leadership a skill in this?
It is.
And I'm going to need a leadership role.
I have persuade, bureaucracy, and leadership.
Oh, I will absolutely. You know what? I'll take charisma for sure. I'll take leadership or bureaucracy.
Okay.
This is such a bureaucracy. I don't think persuade is going to help you because that's really for like talking to one person.
Yeah. I almost invested in one of those, but it's 3 points to upskill to 2, rank 2. So I didn't quite do that yet. Assuming I did that right. Oops. Oh no. Okay, so I'll do bureaucracy because I think that's the best I can do.
Now, getting quite bad on this could significantly hamper your efforts. Like, it won't just be that you fail, it'll be that forces begin to move against you.
Oh, dear.
Okay, well...
I did not do bad.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Not with an 11 on the dice. What's your total?
12.
Okay. When you get started, you're expecting that getting together this STEM funding and all of this research stuff, you don't even have like the basic paperwork written out. And then that political sciences kid, the scientist who we've only met like twice, just shows up and like drops a load of draft proposals he's been working on in his spare time on your desk.
Nathaniel Korinasiki, the scientific mentor.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's that person.
I
don't know that we've ever gotten this person's name. It's just a dude who had a conversation with you and was like, yeah, I'm not really like a science scientist. I'm like a political scientist. You asked him for something and he was like, okay, I'm going to call my frat bros and get you the hookup. You don't remember this guy? That's the guy. Like you're wondering how you even start doing proposals like this. And he drops a bunch of manila folders on your desk while sipping on a latte, and he's just like, "We're good to go here," and then he leaves the room.
Honestly, like I think I'd stop him and be like, "Do you want a job?"
I already work here. I already work for you.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Do you want to promote me?
No, I think that's what. Well, what would be the next level for them? Because I don't even
he's
know.
like a junior researcher, so anything would be a promotion at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like,
so like,
do you need a special advisor or someone like a consultant? Anything that pays better. College costs a lot of money.
No, I think I put him full. I put him on staff.
Okay, I genuinely do not think I ever named this guy. I may need an Oath of Endosteel expert to tell me whether that's true or not, but I'm going to assume that this guy just goes by his frat nickname, which is Schnappy.
Oh, no.
He just tells everybody to call him Schnappy. Until I hear that this guy had a name, he just asks everyone to call him Schnappy.
I think I can't even do it. I have to call him Schnapps. Like, that's the...
Okay, Schnapps is fine.
Schnappy is just too much.
Schnapps on staff. Okay.
Schnapps on staff.
Look, you were looking at months, maybe years to get all this stuff together. You start making calls, and all the people that you call are like, yeah, I heard you were getting interested in that. I'm actually pretty interested in that kind of stuff, too. My staff have been working on proposals for a while. Yeah, there's some sort of thing where, like, your staff and my staff have been talking for several months, actually. So I'm glad to hear from you. You just keep calling up, like, city officials and
I have the mayor.
You have the mayor's chief of staff as well.
I'm on speed dial.
With the mayor's chief of staff who ran for dog catcher and a 12, you can push this through without even taking it to a Senate session. You literally can do it in like several days of work. You just make the money appear out of thin air.
Did I just achieve 2 goals in one session?
I think so. I mean, you have to honor an 11 on the dice plus an asset being used.
Wow. Okay.
The mayor's chief of staff just hands the mayor the proposal, and the mayor's like, well, I think the local budget can handle that. Green stamp.
Oh, no.
Okay. Let's look at XP then. Let's see here. STEM funding is going to advance yourself. And I think it would loosely be said that you could advance humanity for sure. So 2, 3.
And I would like the research center to be called the Mechwarriors Center of Research and Science, Research and Technology Development.
That is not a good acronym, is all I'm going to say.
I'll
you have to do one of those backronyms where you give it a cool acronym and then you work backwards.
Fair enough.
Just talk to the U.S. military. They're great at it. They're like, we're going to call this missile the Terror. How do we make that work? All right, so 200 for the goal, 100 for advancing humanity, 200 for advancing your house, and it's known to the nobility. So I'm going to say 2122 is 700 XP.
Okay.
Then you have find out what happened beyond the periphery. I don't think this advances your house. I don't think it advances humanity or anybody, and it's known only to you. So 200 plus 300 is 500 XP.
So that's going to be 1,200?
Angus, I don't know that you completed any goals technically this time around.
No, I did not. You definitely
got
goals.
I got 2 new ones. Yeah, you got goals. You got things you're working towards. We got you motivated. I was really worried at the end of last session that Angus was gonna.
Hang on. Yeah. Hang on. I should get a complimentary something for goal 2. Find out about the con there and their feelings for me.
Yeah.
Because I did ask about it, and I did kind of like check to see if I would really push it. Like I did actually like work towards it.
It would be known to me.
I didn't complete it at all, but I would definitely say I worked towards it. Like I was kind of doing double duty with the scene for the R&D.
True.
Like I'm looking for 100 experience.
I'll give you 100 experience.
Yeah.
I'll give you 100. I'll loan you 100
Cool,
XP.
Hundy.
Oh, thanks. I'm good for it.
Convinced Major Bordeaux is 200. I would say it advances Whittington, surprisingly, so that's another 200. It advances the Duchess, so that's another 300. This is actually a great goal. I'd say it's known to many people, so
It's known to whoever wants to know about it, right?
Yes.
Like anyone who's looking into it.
So 2231 is going to end up being 800 XP.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Holy crap.
It turns out doing things for the Duchess is an XP farm for sure. Just that no one ever bothers to talk to her.
I do.
She's just an NPC, always sitting at her desk. She's got her hands on her desk. She's so excited for someone to walk through her door, and no one ever comes.
I feel like I pretty regularly.
You talk
we
to
just
her
don't
twice.
play that often. I mean, that's as many times as I've talked to any NPC. Other than I think.
Fair enough.
And then the McDougall skeletons. I don't know if that's done necessarily.
I don't
Maybe
think it's done.
Yeah, I still don't have any hard evidence of anything.
I mean, it's not. You don't just need the evidence. You also need to spring that trap, right? Like either you need to have a plan to execute a blackmail or extortion scheme, or actually just like reveal it. So you know, you have information. You need to turn that information into provable evidence, and then you need to do something with the evidence.
What I'm probably gonna do is just go to the Duchess and be like, "Here, I have like the bullet to get like I've got you your silver bullet. You let me know when it's time to use it."
Her answer is, "I didn't ask you to destroy your father, but it's nice to have."
Yeah, exactly. Then you have it, baby.
She was there, just to be really clear. She and Celeste were there for most of those things.
But they still don't have any hard evidence to
Sure. I mean,
the whole point is that
they were
could
preteens when it happened, so.
Right. The whole point is that they need something that they could theoretically leak to the public or use to take him to noble court. But the long and short of it is, if you try to take Lachlan to noble court right now, he eviscerates you because he has an impeccable reputation among the Federated
His
Sons.
honor, yes, his honor is impeccable. It's so
Whereas
impeccable, he recently killed a man in a duel.
Right. Whereas if we can prove that he's a horrific war criminal who threatens to kill children, that might change.
That would be damning to his image. I pass. Are we good in 2 weeks then for the next session? As much as the meme that we don't meet very often.
Should be
16th. I should be good. I'm out of town next week, but we don't play. And then so I think I'm good. I'll be in Memphis for the first time.
Oh, fun! I've actually never been there either.
Gotta get that barbecue and bourbon, brother.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going for a wedding, and one of the people getting married, her entire family is restaurateurs in.
Oh,
Memphis.
hell yeah!
So I'm really looking forward to the
some
food
serious.
that I'm gonna be
all
eating.
right, have fun. You're gonna eat good.
That's some hookups.
At Father's
right there.
Day? I get married on Father's Day?
Yeah, I guess that Sunday is Father's Day. Yeah, so.
That's kind of cringe. Did the dad suggest that date?
Well, so I don't know the
paying
bride's,
for it?
I don't know the bride's dad. My cousin who's getting
Fair.
married, his dad has passed away. My uncle, so he won't be complaining.
Oh, nice.
But,
Yeah. Okay. Fair play. Cool.
Anyway,
Fun stuff.
Any closing thoughts for our audience on this session? I gotta find a way to get everybody talking to each other, get their goals. But we had to set new goals
really
at the
hard.
beginning of the session because the whole slate had to be wiped.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll find ways
Don't
to
hurt
make
yourself.
you all get in a room together.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself right now.
Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get.
I think next time, I have pretty good reason to sync up with Celeste. I mean, originally the securing allies for the STEM Act, I thought was going to be longer term, but then you were burning the asset immediately got me my next goal. So
maybe next time I'll try to get some dates to get my mom off my back, and I can use my siblings to set up a bachelor style competition so that Celeste can choose the finest eligible bachelor on Whittington.
I like
just
the
be
idea
clear,
that
you
Athena
didn't
tries to apply a scientific. Oh,
you didn't burn that
I
acid.
like the idea that Athena applies the scientific process. Oh, I didn't.
No, that guy's still on your payroll for the year.
The mayor.
Well, the mayor's chief of staff.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. As long as you don't roll poorly or lose him as part of the card game next time we go around, he'll be in your pocket for as long as it takes.
That seems like a bit of a conflict of interest, but yeah.
To what? To be a politician that's purchasable?
Yeah, well, yes. yeah. First off, yes. But,
I don't know how to...
but yeah, like, you know, being the chief of staff actively at the same time as doing this for Athena, a little bit conflicting. I'm not saying it wouldn't, isn't like the kind of thing people do all the time.
Well, I think in this particular case, I wasn't even going to enact that necessarily, but I like the idea that it's somehow involved.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Games, man. Miss playing with you all.
Same, man.
This was such a successful session for me. I didn't roll anything less than like a 7 on the dice. It worked out real good.
Same for me. Like this is like I think the first time I've accomplished a goal in a session.
Solaris changes. It's a magical place. We burned away our weakness there. Angus is returned whole.
We should have just stayed. We should.
The Crucible?
I know. I'm kind of regretting now. But look, we've got a little slice of Solaris that we can build here on Whittington, and then we don't ever have to leave.
I get it.
That was one thing that I mentioned wanting to do in maybe the first or second session of this whole thing. And we just never got around to it. Yeah. So I appreciate that you brought that back.
I mean, Lachlan also always wanted to set up like mech fighting or like ammunition dumps, and I was like, that's it. I gotta keep that story thread alive.
Yeah, it was his dream. And like back when I first floated it to you, you were basically like, this place is such a backwater that is just like not even feasible right now.
It's also been 20 years.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like we've worked to make Whittington not such a backwater, and it's worked.
Yeah, make Whittington great. The MWG strategy.
Oh my God.
That's why I would vote for Lachlan McDougall to remain a noble. Except you don't vote for things like that.
Yeah. Anyway, good stuff. Thank you all.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here, audience. Patreon, you got this a week early because you rule, I think. Just like you can buy your local chief of staff of the mayor, you can also buy 1 week early access to this show, and it'll get you the exact same amount of benefits.
Yes, this Patreon is not liable for any corruption charges.
We are as powerful as the mayor's chief of staff of your local town.